Les rats ont tout préparé pour bien fuir le navire. Cette version du message est sans doute un peu trop crue, mais au moins on comprend bien le plan. Ça explique pourquoi le conseil a fait main basse sur tous les produits chimiques. Il devrait avoir des émeutes après un message pareil, mais nous avons vu la population d'Alcyon et ils seront bien fichus d'adhérer. Quant à leur faire confiance pour régler le problème de famine, non. On ne peut pas leur faire confiance à l'élite de Byzance pour faire quoi que ce soit sans un formulaire doublement tamponné, et encore moins trouver une solution créative. Tout ceci va finir en massacre. Les colons vont rester dans leur frigo jusqu'à ce que toutes les machines tombent en panne et que toute la colonie ne soit qu'un passage oublié des livres d'histoire. Sauf si Ophélia arrive à les arrêter.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
It's okay, I'm a doctor.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in.
Worth a try. You'd be surprised how often that works.
Like I said, X-36 clearance only beyond this point. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
Rien n'est plus discret dans un bureau chic que les inconnus en tenue de combat qui s'accroupissent. C'est connu.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right, you weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him into custody.
Oh, law, what did they take him for?
UDL's been questioning anybody with possible connections to Phineas Wells. And, well, Tillman designed all those wanted posters.
So UDL's interrogating Tillman? Ugh, that's disgusting. Can't believe I had lunch with the guy.
L'efficacité des enquêteurs du LL explique aussi comment Phineas a pu construire son labo tranquillou.
Sorry, I'm kinda in the middle of something. I knew it! He's eating your lunch too, isn't he? That greedy little cysty pig. This is great. I finally have someone else to complain to.
Do these people got nothing else to occupy their time? Complaining is a competitive sport in Byzantium.
You'll get your turn. Right now, we're talking about Theodore. Oh, that's no problem. I can get you into the lab. In fact, let's go there now. Theodore's out right now, but we should be ready when he gets back. That way, everyone can see you chew him out. This is going to be so good.
Ophélia la suit, mais sans trop savoir si elle va réellement permettre de débloquer cette situation.
Hold, I need a favor. Think you could let my friend through just this once? After all, you still owe me.
Fine. But I don't want to hear anything about the catch-up packet incident ever again. And she's on her own if she runs into the guards downstairs.
You're the best, Holt.
Une bonne chose que la paperasse s'efface toujours devant la routine et l'influence.
A UDL security attendant is always prepared.
Nice.
Une poubelle de palais présidentiel. Ça c'est de la qualité.
I wish I could do that.
C'est assez labyrinthique, mais elles vont finir par y arriver. Tôt ou tard. En ce lieu, la barbarie demeure, car aucune petite musique d'ascenseur. Bien. Clairement, suivons une ligne. Allez, la rouge, au pif. Bonne pioche. Presque. Mais la jaune aura été plus directe. Ce n'est pas le bon moment pour explorer, mais que voulez-vous? Ophélia a toujours été inconsciente, sinon elle ne serait pas notre opératrice de scénario. Ah, de l'expérimentation sur des humains. Évidemment. En tout cas, cela ne va pas donner trop de scrupules au conseil. Il manque le savant fou dans l'équipe. Encore une fois, Ophélia se trouve devant un choix éthique qu'elle n'a jamais demandé à faire. Bien sûr qu'elle n'a aucune envie de tuer tous ces pauvres cobayes qui n'ont sans doute rien demandé. Mais elle a besoin de tous les produits chimiques pour que les colons de l'Espérance puissent être sauvés. On peut sans doute les sauver plus tard. Ou jamais, et commence à voir quel colon sera indispensable pour sauver tout le système et toutes les colonies entières. Combien de gens va-t-elle tuer en appuyant sur l'une de ces touches? Est-ce en comptant les vies que l'on peut décider si une solution est viable? C'est en faisant confiance à l'avenir pour trouver un moyen de tous les sauver qu'Ophélia fait son choix. On dirait que l'optimisme de Phineas Well a fini par déteindre sur elle après tout. Au final, cela représente la moitié des produits chimiques disponibles dans cette base. C'est un peu comme l'essai de la confiture au cochon. Sauf qu'ici, la confiture est la seule chose qui peut les maintenir en vie. Et il ne reste plus que le plus délicat. Tout va bien. Ne faites aucune attention à ces gens mal habillés qui transportent une bonbonne de liquide vert puant qui fait des bulles. Ça n'a absolument rien de suspect. Retour à la norme et aux musiques d'ascenseur. Cette fois, c'est bon, c'est une victoire, non?
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge? You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your work. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A run-down backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. Today the region is profitable for the first time in years. Its workers are productive. They might even be happy. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. Not always. For the longest time, I could never be sure if you were on our side or against us. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying about in a stolen ship, leaving a trail of paperwork in your wake. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. There's so much we can do for this colony. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal.
Si on compare la technique de Phineas pour décongeler les gens avec celle du conseil, mieux vaut parier sur le savant fou.
You're making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there... Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab. I think I'll initiate...
Myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Freeze all the workers? Why? So a gang of powdered toffs can carry on living in Byzantium? You call that a plan? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, 10. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful?
À croire que savant fou,
You'll
c'est
need to switch
contagieux.
on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. Certainly. How can I help?
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side. Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering.
Ah, la folie. Ada fait bien de s'en inquiéter.